They say when Isadora died, her long scarf choked her in a car with power glide. So many mourners at the graveyard stood and cried, death puts the whole world on your side. The men she married couldn't last. Each grew one weaker as the years went racing past. Finally, a man whose only skill was driving fast, he'd take her home, no questions asked. Everybody wants to be a dancer, dancer. Everybody wants to be a dancer. Everybody wants to be a dancer, dancer. Everybody wants to be a dancer. It's not a new thing if everybody's doing it. It's not a new kind of freedom, it's been done. So many dancers think they're just like Isadora, but she's the only one. She danced like no one's danced before. From east to west she glided right above the war. She couldn't do that anymore. So many dances, she'd be lost out on the floor. Everybody wants to be a dancer, dancer. Everybody wants to be a dancer. Everybody wants to be a dancer, dancer. Everybody wants to be a dancer. It's not a new thing, yeah, everybody's doing it. It's not a new kind of freedom, it's been done. So many dancers think they're just like Isadora, but she's the only one. Do you want to be a dancer, dancer? Everybody wants to be a dancer. Everybody wants to be a dancer, dancer. Everybody wants to be a dancer. I'm Tom Galvin, and this is Spotlight on Songwriters. I wrote that song, and I'm going to do another song that I wrote at the end of this show. But in the meantime, you're going to hear a lot of other songs by another songwriter, a guy who is a singer, a songwriter, a singer-songwriter, an actor, a great actor, a raconteur, radio show host, artist of high esteem, a chalk artist. So many things. Getting into filmmaking now, I think, and a rock musician, plays with Cadillac Ride. He's a lettered and scholared and many-hatted guy, and he's just a sweet guy. He's a friend of so many people in town. He's also Sideshow Joe, who does shows for kids that are just positive and uplifting. I can't say enough about this guy. I'm just honored to have as a friend. His name is Joe Moy. And we're going to chat with Joe, and we're going to hear some music and some stuff from his new recording release. Joe, welcome to Spotlight on Songwriters.
Hi, Tom. Good to see you, man.
It's good to see you too.
Great. That was how long? When did you write that song?
Oh, years ago. Years back when I was playing in bands, I would write things, and when I play that now, it sounds okay to me. But it used to be there'd be a drum coming in at this point, and then we had a guy playing a woodwind instrument. We had a great lead guitarist, and so conga player, and it was all very well orchestrated and really good. And so now it's just me, and I've had to add some flourishes and touches to it.
I like it. I love the into that change. That was.
Oh, thank you.
Jealous
you. Yeah,
a little bit.
It's one of the ones I still do, so I must kind of like it too. That's how you know.
Yeah,
you're still doing it 30 years later.
That's true. I mean, I've heard of people that said they won't do a song anymore because they're just tired of it. So, but yeah,
it's how much energy you want to put into it. I think into it.
It is.
An old song.
Well, and you mentioned all the things that I do, and it's almost embarrassing sometimes. It's like, yeah, I do a lot of that stuff, but hardly any of it was with forethought. Honestly, it just happens. I get interested in something, and so I'll start putting energy into it, and the next thing you know, it becomes a passion, and then you put even more energy into it. And so, what do they say? You know, what you feed will grow.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
so
yeah.
I try and feed that kind of stuff, not feed the
What
other stuff.
what came first, Joe, in your creative outlets? What's your first love?
Singing, singing, without a
Okay.
doubt. I don't remember it, myself, but I was told that I brought down the house in kindergarten singing "Help" by the Beatles, and it's for
Really?
show and tell. And then brought down the house, the teachers, everybody just dissolved into helpless laughter. So my first outing was kind of sad.
Do you still do help?
No, no,
You dropped
I've
it
never
from the
done it
repertoire?
again. It's like I did it once. I did good. I'm
You
good.
never know. I mean, this time around, some of those same kids may come into the Straw Hat Pizza place or something, and
Yeah.
they
Well,
will
no,
sing
this
help.
was this was many years ago in Santa Ana. Um, and though the singing, I sang long before karaoke. I was singing a cappella or singing whenever I could, just because I have music in my head all the time. If it's not something I'm working on, it's something somebody else wrote, or so it's constant. I never stops.
Well, we want to today. We want to hear some of the music that comes is not only in your head, but it's the stuff that we bring from the back of our head to the foreground and
Right.
pound it into some chords and some notes and some melody and get it into a recording device. And you've got some. You've just completed or are completing a recording project. That maybe you could tell us a little bit about it, and then start with an original song, whether it's from the recording project or just whatever you want to do for us. But
Sure.
tell us a little bit about the recording and then some music.
Sure. I During COVID, I was doing my own show, the Sideshow Joe Show. It's all for children, preschoolers, and I was also thinking about the fact that preschoolers don't have distance learning other than my show and some other stuff on YouTube. But I didn't notice anybody doing anything to teach preschoolers about pandemics and viruses and quarantines and stuff like that. So basically, they were clueless. And so I started writing songs about masks, about the virus itself, washing your hands, things like that. And I reached out to First Five, Michelle Blake over at First Five in Sutter County, and also YubaSutterArts&Culture, and asked them if they would be interested in sponsoring a CD of children's songs regarding the virus. And both of them graciously said yes. And I can't help but mention Yuba County First Five. They also supported me with the show that I was doing, and which helped me write the songs. And so I wrote 7 songs. Two of them I plagiarized the music from Margaritaville and from Fight for Fighting Superman. But I wrote these songs for children. I'm going to go ahead and play you one. It's actually from the disc. So while we do this, we're going to do a karaoke track because I had musicians help me play this music to do the discs, and I didn't just play the guitar. So let's see if we can do this. Me and mommy wear the same color mask. Hers has polka dots, mine's a giraffe. We wear our mask when we go to the store. We wear our mask around 2 people or more. We wear our mask to keep other people safe. We wear our mask to keep our germs in place. Don't spray on me, I won't spray on you. 'Cause we all spray when we say achoo. That's why I wear a mask with a giraffe to cover my face when I cough, sneeze, or laugh. A mask helps with another thing as well. It covers my face when my breath starts to smell. With things all over the place. We wear our mask to cover our face. We wear our mask when we go to the store. We wear our mask around 2 people or more. We wear our masks to keep other people safe. We wear our masks to keep our germs in place. I'm going to stop.
Yeah, yeah. So, and of course, and we know that our recording quality. You're going through you're on your laptop. I'm on my
Yeah,
laptop,
I don't know
and
if it came
so
across.
no, it came across fine, but not some of the quality. It's buy this CD. It's really
Yeah,
fun,
actually, you're not
and
going to need to buy the CD. That's why I got the sponsors, because I'm
oh,
going to
okay,
give it out. I'm going to give it away to all of the preschools in the
all
area
right, all
as
right.
kind of a. Unfortunately, it's going to be kind of a parting gift from Sideshow Joe, because I'm going. As you know, I've got a full-time job again. I'm working for the Colusa County Office of Education, and it's going to require I put my energy into that, and so I'm going to have to not do the Sideshow thing until I'm retired. But I do intend to come back. I'll make a big comeback in about 10 years.
Well, it's just been a joyful thing for I've seen some of the Sideshow Joe Facebook performances, and the feedback from parents
Yeah,
is inspiring, and they love what you're doing, and they plant their kids in front of you, and they don't feel like the kids are wasting their time. They're smiling and they're laughing and they're learning, and so it's just been it's sad that you have to take a break from it right now, but boy,
yeah.
is any of that stuff archived, Joe? Can I get on
It's
some?
all on my Facebook page. Just go to videos, and they're all there. You can watch all
So,
of them. And yeah, I'm going to leave it up and stuff. I do plan on adding stuff to it as I move forward. I like the YubaSutter Arts and First Five are sponsoring a video containing these songs, which I believe will be put out on the YouTube channel and everything. So it will be available. And then I'm going to work with my friend Ed Hudson on shooting some of my other original songs, because I didn't just write COVID songs. I've got songs about bubbles and songs about cats and songs about bees, and so
yeah.
I'm hoping to maybe start doing that. I also have another little, like I said, I devote my time to following my passions, and I want to do a children's book. And I was thinking it would be fun to try and combine one of my songs into a book. And I know this wonderful little artist. She is one of my friends, Cassie Fifield's daughter.
Yeah. Oh,
You know
really? Okay.
Cassie, yeah.
We know Cassie.
She,
Yeah, of course.
yep.
The
Well, her daughters are
actress. Hello.
all fell apart at COVID too. But I'm going to go back to her and say, hey, I got another idea. So
Good for
I
you. Yeah.
constantly, yeah, that's what keeps me healthy is
Well,
focusing on these things.
Sideshow Joe is now part of our local culture. It's part of our local scene, and so whatever you can do to continue to entertain kids with this stuff is to everybody's advantage.
Indeed.
Certainly, parents and kids to their advantage.
And the concerts will come back and stuff, and I can always do one-offs and stuff, a special concert somewhere if we can work out the timing and everything. That would be great.
Well,
I'm not going to forget my songs.
it's not going to be a concert, but you're playing. Your band's playing tonight.
Yes,
Another hat you wear is a rock and roll star and a local rock performer. And you want to tell us a
yes.
little bit about Cadillac Ride?
Yeah, Cadillac's playing at Sopaties tonight, and it's actually pretty special for us, bittersweet as well. Our bass player, we actually formed the band about a year and a half ago, and it's been, we've been chugging along and getting better and adding songs, but recently our bass player was diagnosed with terminal cancer, and he's not going to be able to play with us anymore. And so tonight we are donating our proceeds and tip jar to his family and stuff to help with care. And so yeah, we're hoping people come out and feel generous. Rick McFall is his name, and he has played bass forever. He's been in so many different bands. Just a wonderful man. He's also been the bass player for two different blues jams for the past 15 years. He just shows up and basically they feed him and he plays bass. So kind of like a drummer, you know.
Yeah, and I I understood that the open mic at Straw Hat Pizza that Clark Bushman
Yes.
MCs, he was also very helpful to a lot of musicians who would get up solo and he'd add
Yep.
some guitar licks and some stuff to what they were doing. So
That's right.
uh,
Yeah.
yeah,
So
so in honor of him, and by the way, the last Thursday night, the open mic, all funds, all tips went to the
family.
Rick
Yeah,
as
they have.
well.
But just back to Cadillac Ride because I'd be remiss if I didn't
Hmm.
mention the rest of them. So our lead guitar and rhythm guitar, Ed Hudson, and then the other lead guitar, rhythm guitar, Richard Rawlinson, or Rick
Yeah,
Rock, as he likes to be called. I don't have a good nickname like that, Rick Rock. It's like, how do you get the good name, honestly? And then Dave is covering for, and I'm sorry, Dave, I'm bad with names, and your last name escapes me. I don't want to call you the wrong last name, but Dave is stepping in for Rick tonight, and he's doing a wonderful job. We've had a practice. He is ready to go. And then, of course, on the drums, Rob Hilton, the inimitable Rob Hilton.
yeah.
So
Dave's
you may
last name, by the way, is Rock. It's Dave Rock.
Dave Rock and Rick Rock,
Yeah,
they
yeah,
stand right next to each other on
yeah. So
stage.
I,
That's
you
perfect.
know,
That's perfect.
that's what I think his last name is. So yeah, I
Well,
didn't want you to.
he's ready to go, and I'm ready to go. I'm Joe, and I'm the lead singer, and I'm really looking forward to tonight because, like you said, about getting out in front of people and stuff at the open mic the other night. I missed it terribly,
Yeah,
terribly, and it's so much fun to see the responses and stuff. And that's the children's stuff too. I haven't been able to go live with the kids in a while,
yeah.
and I
But
may
you
be able
used to
to.
do it. You used to do that a lot at Playseum, didn't you?
Yeah, yeah, to
Yeah,
Playseum, New Adventures, Jack and Jill's Preschool, out of Yuba
yeah.
College, up at the Lake of the Pines, and David got to see me work with the children live, and that is my special place. I am like a master
You're
in the
good at it.
zone when I'm with the 4-year-olds. I
You're
can.
good with those kids. Yeah,
I
you know how
miss
to
it
make them
though.
laugh. Yeah.
I Yes, I do.
So
I do.
tonight, one of the things we do on this show, Joe, is not only showcase your originals, but also what you channel. Who are your influences, your songwriting
Mm.
influences? And so, what's something you'll be? Can you do something you'll be doing with the band tonight and strip it down to vocal and against guitar, either one of yours or a cover of somebody you love?
I can do a cover. I think I can pull it off. Yeah. Let me see what I can do. Nibbling on sponge cake, watching the sun bake. All of these tourists covered with oil, strumming my six string on my front porch swing. I smell those shrimp that beginning to boil. Wasted away again in Margaritaville, searching for my lost sugar of salt. Some people claim that there's a woman to blame, but I know it's nobody's fault. Don't know the reason, stay here all season. Nothing is sure but this brand new tattoo, but it's a real beauty, a Yuba City cutie. I got here, I haven't a clue. Wasted away again in Margaritaville, searching for my lost sugar of salt, 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 salt. Some people claim that there's a woman to blame, but I know it's probably Tom's fault. I blew out my flip-flop, stepped on a pop-top. I cut my heel, had to cruise on back home. But there's booze in the blender, and soon it will render that frozen concoction that helps me hang on. I'm wasted away again in Margaritaville, searching for my lost shaker song. Some people claim that there's a woman to blame, but I know it's my own damn fault. And I say, some people claim that there's a woman to blame, but I know it's my own damn fault.
I think of that as the accountability song. It's nobody's fault. It could be my fault. It's my own damn fault. You
Yeah.
know, there's an increased awareness as the song goes on that I screwed up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably too far away from the margaritas.
It could be having something to do with the margaritas.
They usually
I wonder
help
if kids, when kids, you know, they're so hip, you know, even little kids, you know, and so a lot of kids have heard the Buffett song. I'm wondering if when you're doing the kid version that you rewrote your version of Margaritaville, if they don't at the end of the song say, "Hey, where's the margaritas? where's the booze in the blender, Joe?"
I get the parents on that one because it's like, I caught Corona, that virus that's all over. Its real name is COVID-19. So, yeah. So I start singing, their heads all whip around. What's that?
Yeah. What about you? You also write touching, poignant songs
Yes.
where you move from your comedic roles to your more thoughtful and introspective songs.
Mm-hmm.
You got one of those you could share with us.
Yes, I do. I would love to share one with you.
Please do.
There's something to be said for the wee hours of the night. The people you meet are usually out of sight, and I know they're only out here doing the same thing as me. The time of the night that brings tranquility and ooh, easy thoughts. Ooh, in my mind, so clear. There's times of the night when I search internally for ways to explain my irrationality. It's not that I can speak of what it is to be me, but somehow I keep on saying all the wrong things without my easy thoughts. Ooh, in my mind, so clear. Times of the night, I search internally. We'll explain my irrationality, where we could talk about love and life and sharing a pet. At 3 in the morning when I'm thinking my best. Ooh, easy thoughts. Ooh, in my mind, so clear. So clear. So clear.
Easy thoughts. Sometimes
Easy
hard
thoughts.
to come. Sometimes hard to come by easy thoughts.
Yeah, that one I wrote with my friend Mike Ulray. Mike and I wrote together for about 10 years. We were in a band called Chaser 9. And, you know, we're still friends and stuff, but the musical relationship kind of fell apart. But I still, he played guitar. And thanks, David. He played guitar, and I always fall. I've been trying to learn what he did so that I can sing the songs again. We may get back together again someday. He may not know them anymore. So they do fade. So.
Yeah, I've been in touch with people I played in bands with years ago for this show, actually, and Yeah, it's musicians who, if you've connected once, you never know. You never know; it could come around again. And
I'm game. Musicians are fun to hang with, and I'm still consider myself a novice, that I'm just learning this musical thing. And so whenever I get to hang with somebody and play, and I'll try and see what they do, emulate some of what they do, take something away from what they do, and hope
yeah,
that the same thing happens, when they hear me. So,
yeah, that's the
so
progress. That's the progression of it. That's the sharing of it. Yeah, Joe, a little bit. This is about songwriting, but you are multi-talented. Um, what drew you to acting? What can you give us a little background into your
oh,
acting? You're
boredom.
a well-known actor around town, and you've been nominated for Ellie's, I think.
Yes, I have. Yeah, it
Yeah.
was
So
boredom, literally boredom. I had worked out at the Goldfields out in Hammond and Smartsville by Beale Air Force Base. I was out there for 10 years, and really hardcore work and stuff, and manly man stuff. And I hurt my back to the point where I wasn't able to work anymore. And so I was trying to rehabilitate and find a new job and everything, but I was sitting at home just going crazy. And Channel 5, our local Comcast station, used to have a ticker channel. It would just go round and round and have, local events. And there was auditions for The Wizard of Oz. And so I went out on a whim. I went out for auditions and got cast as Nico, the commander of the monkeys. I had
Nico,
no lines. I grunted a lot. I didn't sing at all. And but Pat Hill, who cast me,
the
she
wonderful
has
Pat
been
Hill.
she has been such a huge part of my life, my acting life. She's the one that
Stalwart in our local theater scene. Yeah, yeah.
she started it with me. She kind of coached me on how to act, and I figured it out in her barn. And then 5 years later, about 7 years later, I got married in her barn. So it
Really?
worked out. Yeah, Lori and I, we did the Wizard of Oz the second time around, Pat, because it was the 50th anniversary, somewhere in there. It was one of the big anniversaries. So Pat asked we got most of the original cast back as far as the major people, and I reprised Nico. And I didn't have a car at the time, so Lori would give me rides. She was a stage manager. And in that process, we became friends, and then fell in love, and then got married.
All right, all right.
So,
Another happy ending from
oh yeah, hey,
involving
it's
the
not just
theater.
that. The second time they did it, our daughter met her husband. So, and they were
Really,
married. Yep,
really.
Chris and Heidi met doing the Wizard of Oz, and that has turned into a fruitful marriage with children and stuff too. So,
Yeah, I guess. I
do the
guess
Wizard
you.
of Oz. It's a
Yeah,
family show.
you've been blessed by the man behind the curtain. I guess he is a wizard.
Exactly.
Do
So,
another song for us, Joe.
all right,
Whatever you feel like.
okay, I got one. I ain't got nothing but time to think of a rhyme that says I do. I ain't got nothing but time to think of a rhyme that says I will. I love you, yes I do. I love you, you know that it's true, it's true, it's true. I just can't think of a time when I didn't want to be with you. I ain't got nothing but time to think of a rhyme that says I do. I love you, yes I do. I love you, you know that it's true, it's true, it's true. There's so many things I wanna say in a most extraordinary way. And I always look at you and say, I love you, I love you. Oh, I ain't got nothing but time. Think of a rhyme that says I do. I ain't got nothing but time. Think of ways to say I love you.
Very nice song. So very that simplicity that brings you out of motion and moves. It's very nice.
Yes.
Very nice song. Um, you have been part of the Applause series, our Yuba Sutter
Yep.
Arts musicals
Yes.
with various themes depending on which musical is coming up when. We've had Western theme songs from Western movies. We've
The
had
Beatles,
songs. We've had Beatles,
Disney,
Disney, our Christmas ones, and so
Halloween. It's yeah.
you're oftentimes the MC of those shows,
Hmm.
the host of those shows, along sometimes with Janet Fry or Carmen Smith,
Hmm.
are two of our illustrious actresses in town. But you're oftentimes the host, and then in that role you do a song with vocal and acoustic guitar. You've done that several times in several shows, and I'm putting you on the spot now. But does anything come up among those things that you've done that was your favorite, or that you
Oh,
just really got behind?
yeah. I got one. I got
Okay,
one.
good.
Ready?
Yeah.
Heard there was a secret chord that David played that pleased the Lord, but you don't really care music is. It goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, minor fall, and a major lift, and a baffled king composing hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Your faith was strong, but you needed proof. You saw her bathing on the roof, her beauty in the moonlight overthrew you. She tied you to the kitchen chair, broke your throne, and she cut your hair. And from your lips she drew the hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Was a time you let me know what's real and going on below, but now you never show it to me, do you? Remember when I moved and you, holy dog, was moving too, and every breath we drew out hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Maybe there's a God above, and all I ever learned from love was how to shoot at someone who outdrew you. It's not a cry that you hear at night, but someone who's seen the light. It's a cold and it's a broken hallelujah, 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 hallelujah.
Yes, Leonard
Thank you.
Cohen. Nice version of a
Yes.
Leonard Cohen song.
Oh, and
So,
people have rewritten it to be so beautiful in other ways. Yeah, it's amazing. I love
yeah,
that
yeah,
song.
yeah. I prefer the original lyrics. I think Leonard Cohen always kind of blended sexuality and spirituality in a really poetic way that
Yeah.
was profound to me. And some of the ways that it's used in weddings and things, they've got different
Hmm.
lyrics for it,
Yep.
and that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. But I just think if you go back to the original, there's a depth there that you know, it's
Hmm.
just like there always is with Leonard Cohen. It always
Yes.
takes us on some pretty deep rides.
Yeah, indeed.
You've written some songs. You've written a song or two for Lori, haven't you?
Well, that was the "I Love You" is one of them. Um,
I
you know, and
thought
I
maybe
got
that
one
was
I've been.
inspirational.
I don't. It's not finished just because I keep messing with it and stuff. But it's a bluesy thing. Every now and
Okay.
then, I'm not really good at the blues, but I find something that has a kind of blues rhythm to it. You
Yeah.
know, like one of my children's songs, the Owie song. It just cracks me up. You want to hear the Owie song?
Yeah, let's hear the Owie song. I've heard it and I love it. So yeah,
Okay, yeah.
some of these songs you tried out on me before
Yeah, that's right. That's
yeah.
right.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
I went outside. I fell down on the ground, cut my knee. It started to bleed, and I said, "Oh, me! I got an owie. Look at that. It's bleeding, running down my leg. Is that my blood?" I started to cry. I don't know why. Mom came to the door. We've done this before. She said, "Come inside." And I said, "Oh, me! Look at my owie. It's huge. It's all dirty." Oh! I went inside. I sat down. Mom got a towel and some soap and a rag. And then she, "Oh, me! Don't touch my owie. It's gonna hurt. Oh, no, now it's so." Ow! She washed it off, got out the dirt. It kind of hurt. She got a box. She reached inside. And I said, "Mommy, is that a Band-Aid? It's the Incredible Hulk. I got the Hulk on my knee. I gotta go outside and tell everybody." I went outside. I fell down on the ground, bumped my nose. It started to flow. And I said, "Mommy, I need a Band-Aid." She said, "No, you don't. Look, there's a Band-Aid on your nose. You need something else. Here, wipe that off."
Okay. That's it's one of my favorites.
That's my
The
favorite
Owie
too.
song.
And
That's
you know that
okay.
one's got a
That's
story,
okay.
of course.
What
Um,
is yeah? Is there a story?
New
Yeah.
Adventures, New Adventures Preschool has a ton of kids. They've got like 3 or 4 different groups, so it can come up to 90 kids in one sitting with them, and it's literally like a rock concert when I would go there. And but I'd have to wait while they all came in because they're very well behaved and orderly. They come in lines and they sit where they're supposed to, and it's really great. But it takes a bit. So one day I was sitting there, and one of the kids goes, Mr. Joe, look at my owie," and out of nowhere, it just did. And I
That's
was telling
it.
myself the whole set, I'm like, "Don't forget the owie song. Don't forget the owie song."
Yeah.
Because I knew it's like, that one's fun. That's funny.
Sorry about
So,
your pain, kid, but I got a song in my head.
yeah. Well, you know, that's the thing with 4-year-olds. I know for a fact that all I have to do is show one little owie, and every one of them will show me owies. Some owies are years old. Years. They don't have a new one. So they'll show you their old one, whatever one they can find. Although sometimes they're pawing around looking at pieces. It's like, I think was it here? No. But owies are a big thing along with dinosaurs and sharks. So,
You got any dinosaur and shark songs?
yeah, I got a dinosaur song. Got a dinosaur. His name is Roar. My dinosaur likes to play on the floor. My dinosaur ate cake. Dinosaur ate cake. My dinosaur ate cake. Now my dinosaur knows how to play the piano. I've got a dinosaur, and his name is Roar. My dinosaur likes to play on the floor. My dinosaur ate Alex. My dinosaur ate Alex. My dinosaur ate Alex. Now we're going to need somebody else to run the show. And he knows how to play piano. That's
Does he out? It eats every kid in the room, doesn't
every
it?
kid and whatever they're wearing, he's suddenly wearing it. Or if he's got blonde hair, green eyes, depending on how many kids, I just keep going. and all I have
And
to do is look at them. It's like they got red shoes on, pink socks. Yeah, and they love it. I mean, if you can throw their name into the song, they
I
just
saw
love
you
that.
do it at the Playseum. I happened to be at the Playseum for another event, and I saw you doing that. And when you went, his name is Roar, and it just every eye, all these little 3-year-old kids looking. Oh my God, he's become a dinosaur. It's so cool to see
Yeah,
their faces when you do that
they've
stuff.
got the best imagination.
Yes.
They can literally convince themselves that the floor is hot lava, and I
Yeah,
wish we could do that.
but
So
you addressed their imagination. I mean, you still have that kind of childlike ability to imagine yourself, and that resonates with them. So
yes,
it's a great thing. I
I'm
really
hoping I
hope you
never
keep
lose
it going.
that. Yeah,
Yeah, and I'm hoping there's some semblance of these kids songs and addressing kids virtually or however that can keep on going
oh
while you're
yes.
working for the Department of Education. It's
Well,
important work.
I'm for support services for preschoolers. I'm still with my group, and I'm helping them because I do know. I mean, I have spent 25 years in preschool and 10 years in administration, so I know what the role is. It's just I wanted to go out and be the next John Carter. John Carter was a children's musician in the area that worked regularly. Everybody knew him. He was always at the fair. He's everywhere. And I wanted to do that. It's like that would be fun. COVID-19, like so many other people, it changed my plans. I'm not complaining. I love where I'm at. I love the people I'm working with, and I'm looking forward to to making that happen out there. But I am gonna because I do theater and stuff after hours. I did my degrees after hours. I mean, I've been working full time most of my life, and all of the stuff I've done that I passionate about is stuff I did after hours. I do work at work, but
Yeah.
then I go and do what I want to do.
For instance, you are on the board of directors for uh, Sutter
Actually,
Theater.
that has changed. The Sutter Performing Arts
Is
dissolved.
now.
That board is going to pass the reins on to somebody you know and love. It's going to be the Yuba Arts and Culture are going to start the proprietorship of the Sutter Theater, which that is
Yes.
huge.
Major event going on in the art
Oh,
scene around town.
yes, indeed. I think it's the first week of June is going to be the key ceremony. I'm going to do everything I can, move heaven and earth to be there because I've been doing that for about 15 years. I've been on the board. I've got pictures of when there were two bathrooms in there, each one single seating for theater in the theater, the whole theater.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
like, and they were
That's
terrible
not.
too.
Yeah, that's not going to work.
No, oh now we've got some bathrooms. Let me
Yeah,
tell
yeah,
you,
there you
they're
go.
nice.
No, it's a beautiful. The black box is
Um,
beautifully done, and
the
it's a long
carpet,
time
everything's
coming. And now, yeah, Yuba Sutter Arts, David Reed and Abby Sasena, who are just constantly bringing great quality
right.
stuff into the area, will be now working to bring great quality stuff into that venue as well, along with your help and maybe my help and a lot of the people in the
Oh
community
yeah,
to get the
I'm
kind
not
of
going
acts.
anywhere. That's for
Yeah,
sure. I'm
yeah,
not going anywhere. And there's so much that I have some ideas and stuff. I've been trying not to swamp everybody with things, but I have some ideas of things we can do in there, and I'm hoping that moving forward it becomes a hub of the community art scene, and we can have because there's nothing to say that when some act that's at the casino that would fit inside the black box has got a night off before they travel, we can't say, hey,
right.
you want to come play?
Exactly right.
We'll pay
Exactly
you some
right.
money.
So there's going to be some very exciting things going down there, and you've been a major player in all that. So just I think,
There's some people, Tom, like Paul Demerit. Paul Demerit was part of Faith Christian. He retired, but he's still very much a part of Adventist Right Out Healthy Kids. And he's Stacy Smith Johnson, who we all love, and
passed
she
away. Yeah.
passed. Yeah, but they started a way off Broadway. I don't know if you ever saw any of them, but
No, it was before my time here. Yeah,
they went
I've
on
heard of
for
them.
years. That was our original fundraisers for the Sutter Theater, and that was 12, 14 years ago. And we used to fill the fairgrounds with people and do the shows there. And then we moved out to Yuba College, and it kind of started losing interest and stuff, and we had to give it up. But I think they were kind of like the precursors of the Applause series,
Hmm.
a joint fundraiser.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've been doing it a long time and worked with some of the most amazing people. Honestly, it's so much fun. Even the techies like Larry Badger and those guys that do stuff, Jeff Cowan. You
Jeff,
don't
yeah, I've
see
worked with
them, but
Jeff, man.
they're
They're,
just
they're- Jeff is so great to work with when
yeah.
he does sound for any of the
Well, John
performances.
Neiswanger,
John
John, our
Neiswander,
lighting
our
guy,
light
yeah,
guy, the light guy. They're such a major part of these performances,
they
and they
are.
always get the round of applause. The host, you always point to them, but boy, how well we work with them and how supportive and helpful they are to
Yeah.
us
Well, and the
in
people
terms of
out
the
front who sell
technicalities.
the tickets, the ones who
Yeah.
help serve drinks. Chuck Smith is often our bartender. You know,
Which is not a problem for Chuck. I'm not
no,
no.
he's
I love Chuck, but he's a natural as a bartender,
and this
and I
that's
don't
why
believe
I
he's
do it.
ever. I don't believe he personally has ever had a drink. Am I right about that, Joe? Or do I have that wrong? I could be wrong about that. I
I think
believe.
he's had a drink, but I think he's very much yeah. He's it's not something you see often, but you know what? He and Linda have been involved with with the Plaza. They were in Broadway, way,
Uh,
way up Broadway, and helping with that so many years ago. Because Linda
yeah.
was on the board of Sutter Performing Arts as well.
Yeah, some of the first two people that I met when I kind of got involved with it all, the linchpins, Chuck and Linda, Linda writes so much and does so much for the applause shows, which
Mhm.
a lot of people may not know about in our viewing audience. But we're down to
Yep.
last song time,
Last song.
and I'm. Well, we're down to last two song time.
Okay.
Is that
One
okay?
of them's yours, right? Because you're going to do another
I'm
original.
going to do one more at the end, but we got
Okay.
certainly have time for two more viewers, and
All right. Let me
it's
try
from
something real
from
quick.
children to adult to cover to whatever you want to do. This has been delightful talking to you. It's talking about all the things you've been doing in the community, and we even missed some stuff that you're doing that we didn't get
I'm going
to.
to try this. I haven't done this one in public.
Oh well, then it's a debut.
All right. Had a dream, it turned into a song. Gonna sing that dream all night long. Still be singing it I'll wait. Who knows how long that dream will take? Singing the dream, I don't know what it means, but it's alright. Gonna keep on dreaming long till I get it right. Sing a dream of the morning light. Sing a dream that cuts like a knife. Out of tune, dream the mirror fight. Won't you help me sing through the night? Gonna dream, sing to keep me sane. Who knows, there might be fortune and fame. Singing the dream, I don't know what it means, but it's alright. Gonna keep on dreaming long till I get it right. There it is, Tom.
That's something Cadillac Ride ought to be doing. That rocks. That's a good song.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's tough. It's really hard. I mean, people who don't play harmonica and guitar at the same time,
Like me.
it's really hard. I've been working on that, trying to get it, and I don't know if you saw me, but my neck started slipping, and I'm chasing it around.
Well, it came off fine. I always feel like I'm in a bondage tool or something when I have that around my neck. It's
Well, to get it up
claustrophobic.
tight enough, you have to kind of sing around it. It's like, "Arr."
Yeah. You know, I mean, there's two things. I feel claustrophobic when I wear it, the harp around my neck. And the second thing is I can't play the harp.
Oh,
That's a rule out right there.
I love the harmonica. I mean, I basically fake it. Nobody's
Yeah.
ever taught me anything. I learned in the Navy,
Yeah.
sitting there at night waiting. It's like,
Yeah, it's got a good feel. Do you have one more for us, Joe, before we sign off? Or anything you want to say about anything you're doing, any projects?
you know what? No, not really. I do want to say that I want all of our musician friends and stuff to consider. We're going to try and do a concert for Rick McFall. Something out. We've actually got a space over there in Marysville by Carl's Jr. that's willing to do it, a Sunday gig. And we are looking for folks that either played with Rick or had something to do with Rick. Even direct message me and stuff and say if you're interested. We wouldn't mind doing a day of music for him and seeing if we can raise some money.
Great. Good
So yeah,
for
and
you.
also with the food, if you want to donate food to it, any of that stuff.
Good for
All right,
you.
for Rick McFall. Some of you may know him as ZZ Top. So,
He looks a little like like Billy.
yes, he does have the ZZ Top beard. He's
Yeah.
been rocking that for many years. So I can't get mine to grow past this. This is as good as it gets. So I would love to be one of those Grizzly Adams guys, with the big beard and stuff.
Well, I don't need a big beard to look grizzly. It just comes naturally at my age, so I'm just not going to try to enhance it. But anyway, got one more for us, Joe. Just thank you so much for doing this.
You're welcome.
You're a delight. You're a local treasure, and I'm glad that we could throw some light on what you're doing around town.
Thanks for having me, Tom. Thank you.
My pleasure. And this has some legs. People will be watching. It's archived, so some people you can share it throughout the week, and I think people will enjoy hearing what you're up to. So
Thank you.
Thanks for being our guest today.
All right.
Okay, back to me. Songwriters coming up in the future. We're going to have some people from out of state. We're looking for some people that we want to invite locally. But stay tuned and let us know about somebody you know about that you think, hey, this is somebody that's doing some really good original music. That's what we're mostly focused on as songwriters. And so I'm going to end up with a song that I wrote years ago. Hold tight, Johnny, when the tax man comes around. You've been picking up the goodies, but you ain't laid enough money down. There might be somebody you can count on, but you can't be sure. And that sweet lady across the bar that you've been staring at, it sure ain't her. Hold tight, Johnny, 'cause you know you're everybody's friend. It's so hard keeping up with the friends who got the money to lend. If they only knew the troubles you were having, it's too much to bear. But that sweet lady across the bar that you've been staring at, she just don't care. It seems like everybody else in the world's got it under control. They're getting rich, you're getting old. Hold tight, Johnny, 'cause you know you're everybody's friend. But it's so hard keeping up with the friends who got the money to lend. pockets, but they're everybody else's but yours. And that sweet lady across the bar that you've been staring at, they sure ain't hers. It seems like everybody else in the world's got it under control. They are getting rich, you're getting old. Hold tight, Johnny, when the tax man comes around. You've been picking up the goodies, but you ain't laid enough money down. If they only knew the troubles you were on, it's too much to bear. But that sweet lady across the bar that you've been staring at just don't care. I'm Tom Galvin. That's it this week for Spotlight on Songwriters. Thank you to Alex Asena for engineering the show. Thank you to Joe Moy for being our guest today. We'll be back next month with another talented songwriter. And so stay tuned and have a good month. Take care.